Good morning, everyone. We are the Group 1 and we are here to present about Lesson 2, Curriculum Planning. So, what is curriculum planning? Curriculum planning is the process of detailing what is learned, how it is learned, why it is learned, and when it is learned. In the line, a defined goal and key milestone. Meaning to say, ang curriculum planning ay ang proseso ng maingat na pagpaplano kung ano ang pag-aaralan, paano ito tuturo at matutuhunan, bakit ito mahalaga at kailangan itong ituro. So, let's move on to curriculum source and influence. There are three major sources of curriculum. First one is subject matter. It is important to understand the nature of the subject matter in order to provide knowledge and skills that are needed to the nurture of the discipline. Meaning to say, mahalagang maunawaan ang kalikasan ng asignatura upang maibigay ang alamnan at kasanayan kailangan sa disiplina at makatulong sa mga pagpipili at pagdesisyon ng malalim na kurikulum. Number 2, society. Likewise, it is important to have a clear understanding of the society in developing a curriculum. This offers a more comprehensive idea of the needs, demands, and problem of the society. Meaning to say, dito nakatutok ang needs, demands, and problem ng ating society na kailangan natin pag-aralan. Third one is a learners. Understanding the nurture of the learners is also important in curriculum development. Understanding the learners include knowing their needs, nature and interest, learning style, and thinking styles. Next one is society is as a source of curriculum. Society is an important source of curriculum. Teachers need to understand the curriculum, socioeconomic, and political condition of the people.
So, dumako naman tayo sa discipline or subject matter as source of curriculum. According to Tyler, identified the nature of the discipline or subject matter as one of the main sources of curriculum. Different subjects are unique in terms of design and content. There are specific skills and contents that should be emphasized in each of the disciplines. In some cases, there are similarities in skills, concepts, and standards in different subjects that may be possible points of integration. So, it means bawat subject ay may sariling design at content na kailangan ng specific skills knowledge. For example is educator's rule. Kailangan suriin ng mga teachers yung K-12 curriculum ng DepEd para malaman yung framework, goals, standards at competencies ng bawat isa. Next is the curriculum influences. Understanding the different curriculum influences is useful in knowing the different factors that are needed to be considered in developing a curriculum. It provides the sources of data and information for developing curriculum. Knowing these curriculum influences is useful in making the curriculum more relevant and responsive to the educational system of the Philippines. Mahalaga na maintindihan natin yung mga factors na nakaka-impluwensya sa curriculum para mas maging relevant ito sa Philippine educational system. So, ano nga ba yung mga curriculum influences na ito? First is the students, learners, which is sila ang pinaka-importante dahil iba-iba ang needs, interests, at learning styles nila. Dapat student-centered ang teaching strategies. Second is college philosophy, vision, and mission. Ito ang foundation ng curriculum development. Dito nakabase ang goals, objectives, content, learning experience, at assessment. And next is the admission and retention policies. School rules. Ito yung mga rules kung sino yung ang pwedeng pumasok ng school at paano sila mananatili. Part din ito ng hidden curriculum. And next is the faculty members. Nakaka-impluwensya sila dahil sa educational background, teaching styles, expertise, experience, at values nila. and also the school administrators or board of trustees. Sila ang naglilid sa curriculum, gumagawa ng policies, nagpaplano, nag-i-implement at nag-i-evaluate. Lastly is the requirements from government agencies, which is ito yung mga DepEd, SHED, TESDA. Sila ang nagsiset ng standards at guidelines na dapat sundin ng curriculum. Next is the market demands and industry trends. Dapat din relevant ang curriculum sa pamangailangan ng trabaho. Next is the alumni and funding sources. Pwede silang magbigay ng feedback at support para sa curriculum. Next is media and ICT. Dapat updated ang curriculum sa technology at media. Church-related agencies. Ito yung mga religious schools like yung mga ano ba yun? SLC, UCC, ganun. Ito yung nakaka-apekto sila sa values at content ng curriculum sa religious schools. So, next is the school facilities and resources. Kailangan na available ang resources para ma-implement ng maayos ang curriculum. And last is the student service. Dapat suportado ang student sa kanilang academic at personal needs. So, it means maraming factors ang dapat isaalang-ala para makagawa ng isang relevant at effective na curriculum para sa mga estudyante.
Government policies and agencies. The respondents identified government policies and agencies is most influential in curriculum planning and development. In basic education, the Department of Education issues department orders or DOS and memoranda that serve as guide for all public and private school in the country. So, for example, is DepEd Order number 21 or 2019 Policy Guidelines on the K-12 Basic Education Program na nagsisilbing gabay na sa pagpapatupad ng K-12 curriculum sa lahat ng paaralan. So, next is market demands or general. Market demands or the needs of the society are very influential in planning and development curriculum. It is imperative that students are prepared in terms of knowledge, values, and skills to meet the needs and demands of different institutions in the society. So, for example, is graduates are expected to develop or possess 21st century skills. Next is alumni. The alumni are also considered as the one of external influences on curriculum development. The alumni are very helpful in terms of donating money to support programs for students, faculty scholarships, professional shares, facilities, and financing students or activities. So for example is, ang alumni ay itinuturing ding isa sa mga external influences sa curriculum development. Mahalaga ang kanilang papel sa pagpapatatag ng mga programang pang-edukasyon dahil sa kanilang suporta. Malaki ang mga naitutulong ng alumni sa pamamagitan ng pagbibigay ng donasyon para sa mga programa ng mga mag-aaral. So next is Media and Information and Communication Technology or ICT. Media and Information and Communication Technology are two of the external curriculum influences. The presence of technology, especially the internet, enables students and teachers to access almost all the information they need for teaching and learning. So, yung mga karaniwang ginagamit natin dito is like Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Google Classroom, Canvas, Twitter, at iba pa. Next is the church and church-related agencies. For religious schools, the different religious orders and the church plays an important role in school. Many religious institutions serve as extension programs or mission programs of the churches and religious orders that establish them. Thus, schools also offer institutional requirements such as Bible subjects, theology, and Christian living subject. So, for example is Christian living values education na nakabatay sa relihiyon, theology at Bible studies, retreats, recollections at prayer meetings na sinasagawa bilang bahagi ng paghubog sa pananampalataya. Next is school facilities and other sources. School facilities and other sources are very important in the implementation of the curriculum. The respondents explained that school facilities like classroom, libraries, laboratories, ICT equipment, dormitories, school clinics, counseling of CE canteen, chapel of sectarian schools, and laboratories are very useful in providing quality education, especially implementing the curriculum. So next is student service. Campus ministry help in the spiritual nourishment of the students in certain school. Guidance and counseling service provide professional help to students with various personal psychological concern. Third is service response to various health-related concerns of the students through a clinic with full-time health workers. Fourth, financial assistance and scholarship provides financial assistance to deserving students. Fifth is student affairs of CE guides the students in organizing activities and provides all forms of support for academic and personal development of the students in the school. Next is this curriculum influence and sources are very important in curriculum development. Responding to this curriculum source and influenza help curriculum workers and developers in planning, developing, and implementing a relevant and responsive curriculum for different learners and schools. Next is reflection on curriculum planning. Knowledge about the society help us to realize that a curriculum must be made relevant and responsive to the needs and demands of the society. A curriculum should be context-based and it must uphold social values and identify democratic principles of the society. Next, knowledge about the discipline of subject matter help us to understand the different discipline, subjects, and academic side. It enables every curriculum workers to understand essential contents that should be convert in the particular discipline. So for example is sa isang klase sa agham, sa halip na puro lektura lamang, isinisama ng guro ang mga aktwal na eksperimento, gawaing panggrupo at mga visual na kagamitan upang matugunan ang iba't ibang estilo ng pagkatuto, physical, kolaboratibo at visual, at mga intelektual na kagustuhan na nagsisiguro ng mga malalalim na pag-unawa at mas aktibong partisipasyon ng lahat ng mag-aaral.